Pure. Armani. sOs. Africa TV. Pre-Go Studio Live. 2020 GSL Season 3. Code is Last Stand.
Calling, then you stop calling. I'm not used to hearing that sound.
Okay, we're back, and it's time to eliminate our first player in a pretty crazy twist of events. Armani gets out first in Group D, a group that had Bomber, sOs, Cure. That's pretty insane. And now it's going to be Bomber or sOs eliminated first. Now, obviously, Bomber has an incredible history, and he had to go away for a little bit, but he's back. He looks very strong. Maybe not as strong as the other Code S players, but sOs is the two-time world champion.
That's right.
But he's not performing well.
It's been a while since he's won a world championship.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Yeah.
He's won it twice, Artosis. That's huge.
I'm with
And this
you.
guy has some of the most creative play ever, but he might get eliminated first here. He looked very, very bad versus Armani. Granted, PVZ is different than PVT.
Yeah. I think that's the big takeaway here. Also, Bomber is still rated pretty low amongst GSL players. I mean, I want to see him make a return and go deep. I think that would be one of the most hype things we could have happen, like have him be DRG level, which is amazing. But is he going to bring that here tonight? It doesn't look like it so far.
Okay, guys, let's go into game one. The loser is out of the GSL. The winner goes on to face off against Cure.
GSL을 위하여. 전투 지원이 들어왔다. 함께일 때 우린 더욱 강하다. 팀 GP 마모 최지성. 지리어 그리스 sOs 김유진.
All right. So, looks like sOs has a good record so far. Well, I'm trying
Let me
to
get your caster pull string out here. Hold on a second. I gotta search you up again, Artosis.
Howdy. So here's my thoughts basically. If sOs screws up and doesn't get out of this group, is there any chance for him to make it to IM Katowice? I think he would have to go. I think he would have to I should calculate this.
Win the super tournament or something?
Yeah, he'd probably have to win our last super tournament or something near that. Because overall this year, he has very few points. He's not bashing the cups, the ESL cups or anything, you know.
No, I mean, he's having, I think, the worst year of his career.
So far, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
That makes me sad. I am an sOs fanboy.
Probably the biggest one out of
I
everybody.
think I'm the biggest. Yeah, for sure. But we need, he has cool strats, but not wins.
Cool strats.
Before, he had cool strats and cool wins.
Well, I want him to do well. I'll sack Cure to get sOs through, to be honest. I think that sOs spices up weekend tournaments like a few others, right? Like an IM Katowice type situation.
Sure.
People always discount, like, oh, he barely even made it here. And it's like, no.
Yeah, he has enough.
He'll kill everybody.
He has enough weird stuff at any moment that he can basically beat everybody in a day.
Listen, I can name 3 to 4 Zerks he's not going to beat, but everyone else is on the menu. Everyone else.
Yeah.
Sour Rain or Dark, you guys are safe. Everyone else, watch your back.
Okay, some more gates coming down here.
Look at this weird build.
Yeah,
nice.
This is different.
Yeah, quick
Adepts.
mine drop. I like it. I like it, right? He's going to have the mines cloaked, and what sOs's build is looking like right now.
It looks
I mean,
like
he's
it's
just
some
going
adept
3 gate.
pressure, unless we switch into Stalkers here soon. And then the Robo's coming down here as well.
Proxy pylon for some Warpins, I think. Can't see what's going on. Look, he's even getting Drilling Claws, man. This is crazy. Like, this has potential to to really do well.
The weird thing about doing any build is when you try to do it against what SOS is doing, because SOS, I would say over 50% of the time, is doing something pretty abstract.
That's true.
So it's kind of hard to prep for it in the same way. But I agree with you. I do think from Bomber, this is a very cool opening.
Yeah, he has some real potential here. I mean, when you hit something like Drilling Claws this quickly, but look, you see those Stalkers coming out. If those Marines are not in position, like 3 Stalkers and 3 Adepts will bash through this. But
The
that's
Marines
going
are
to leave
coming
nothing
back
at
up,
home as
but,
well.
Man, when you build a CC on the low ground like this, all you have to do is kill the SCV and
See
then
this?
keep...
He's luring him out. He's luring him out, Tasteless.
Yeah, that was really smart. Can he actually get on top of this? Oh my God!
So important. That does buy Bomber a bit of time here.
But he's still losing all these Marines. I'm sorry, is the medevac actually down in the bottom? I don't see it on the medevac.
Yeah, no, it's going across the middle right now.
Oh, I see it now. I see it now. Excuse me.
Oh, just
my
barely
God.
gets that burrowed. Okay, well, the mine is done a little bit. Now he knows that he actually has an armory as well. Oh no, there's already an observer.
Yeah, he's basically ready.
Oh!
Whoa, that was
It
weird.
got the observer!
Oh my God.
Oh no, it didn't.
Where's the
Oh
observer?
no, there's
then?
a second observer. There's a second
Oh,
observer.
okay,
That's what it
just
is.
above our screen.
Yeah, it got a probe in the observer with it. That was almost like the most heroic
Man,
mine hit
he's
ever.
gonna get the add-on here.
He's gonna get so much.
Oh, nice snipe on the first Widow Mine. Backs up.
Okay,
Sees
let's
where the Widow Mine burrows.
take stock of some damage here.
I actually think that he can just send his Stalkers across the map and win the game with the observer, right?
That sounds about right.
Right? I might be wrong.
Look how
but
much he's lost. Look how much
Yeah.
poor Bomber's lost here. The build was cool, but the way that he baited those Marines out and then just, well, I guess the bait wasn't as big as just the fact that he had way too many units to deal with for 4 or 5 Marines.
Well, he went for Barbarian play this time.
Yeah, he did.
He came with a club.
He did. He didn't have any upgrades.
No.
Didn't have a nail in the club.
Yeah.
Didn't know what the wheel was.
Yeah. He was
Didn't have shoes.
He was an ogre this game, Artosis.
He was an ogre.
He was a one-eyed ogre.
We call those a Cyclops.
With a fur thong. Yes,
Oh,
I think a
yeah.
Cyclops ogre. Fur thong on, nothing else.
That's about it.
Fat.
Yeah. And
One
this
tooth.
technological wonder that is Bomber with his invisible, quick burrowing mines, unfortunately, is not finding any damage.
Oh my God, he takes out the mine. This is a one-base Terran. You cannot be a one-base Terran for very long. That's an empty medevac. Look at him. He doesn't even know there's nothing outside the entrance of his base. He's being very cautious here.
Yeah, he's afraid. It's like that bug at the end of Starship Troopers right now.
It's afraid.
Look at this. SOS has a cannon in his mineral line. It's so funny. The cannon doesn't actually kill the mines before it burrows with drilling claws. But
I think that means he might want to push out, though. He
yeah,
wants
yeah,
something
yeah.
back home
Absolutely.
to kind of defend.
Well, as soon as he gets, like, I don't know. Would you try to kill him here, or would you go just for a third Nexus?
Well, I guess you could just go for a third Nexus and get ahead that way. Like, you're already so far ahead.
Yeah. When you get ahead, Tasteless, get further ahead.
Mm-hmm. And the Observer can spot and see exactly where Bomber's at. There's going to be another drop now. This is, again, another Widow Mine drop. But back home for SOS, I mean, he's getting all the upgrades and units he needs to have a very robust army. And maybe his game plan is just to get his own third up, get probes over there, and then just try to deny the Terran's third. He's got a pretty insane advantage already from the game, the way it started.
Honestly, he can set up an attack to win as well.
Sure.
The fact that we don't see him upgrading, we know he has a forge, tells me that he wants to attack, right?
Right.
Otherwise, why wouldn't you just start +1? Unless you were going to go attack. Right? Explain that
right.
one to me, Tasteless.
Hold up.
Oh, actually, he already has +1. That would be why.
He's coming in here, and we have Widow Mines burrowing. And, okay, 5 probes is not bad. This isn't paying for itself, though. Now he loses that Widow Mine. And
Oh.
yeah, you're kind of just hemorrhaging units.
Oh.
And I get it. I mean, Bomber's behind. He has to try to do something to get ahead, but I'm worried that this is just going to be him feeding the Protoss right now. Protoss is going to get bigger and bigger.
Well,
On
I
30
understand,
Nexus
like, looking for something, because it's tough, right? Like, how
Right.
are you going to fight him off? Make a planetary your third? Like,
I don't know.
Is that going to be the way to do it?
Sometimes we have these games where it's this drop that actually is the one that's lethal here. Not lethal, but you know, it's so much more damage. But it's not happening yet. Protoss continues to outgrow. We have Templars coming into the game now.
Yeah, all sorts of splash. All sorts of damage here. Lots of Marauders being made. Some more racks is going up. And, I mean, he gets +2 started. All right, so Bomber is planning for the longer game. Still flying around looking for some damage with these mines.
Okay, it's finally time for the Protoss to try to initiate. Oh my gosh! You're kidding me. He could have gotten that for free. Both players messing up here. A drop will come in. Again, as Artosis was saying, the Widowmine can broke quite quickly here. But he's not getting the damage he needs. And again, there's nothing really back at home for Terran. This drop alone is already going to be a lot of damage, but wait for the push to come in here.
Yeah, that push coming up. He might be a bit out of position. He does have his third base taken.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh, well, actually, SOS kind of on a move command there for a moment, but there is a lot of Protoss left over.
Okay, this is probably too much damage. And again, more warp-ins here. We're going to be going to game 2 in a second. There's no way to stop SOS now. GG, he takes game 1, and Bomber is 1 loss away from being eliminated from the round of 24.
Yeah, having a very tough day so far. I like the idea behind the build that he brought here.
Yeah.
Very teched out mine drop in the right situation that can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, SOS pulled the trigger first.
Bomber looks like a strong Terran player that is just not able to stand up to the other players he's against here. Again, SOS with a very cool opening.
Well, Bomber comes in as 4th seed in the group, right? And rightfully so far.
Again, SOS very tricky in the early game. That was him taking a lead, putting Bomber in a position where he had to try to lash out and do damage of his own. And every attack he did, he got further and further behind until eventually SOS could warp into Bomber's main while attacking at the front, and it was a kill move. Game 2 will be on Pillars of Gold, and that's loading up right now. What strats will SOS have, and can Bomber stand up to SOS, or will he be eliminated? Let's find out now.
영광의 전투가 펼쳐진다. GSL을 위하여. 팀 GP, 마모, 최지성. Junior Greens, SOS, 김유진.
All right, SOS. What are you going to bring us this time? Or maybe I should ask Bomber that question.
SOS is going to make it weird. That's what he does, Artosis.
What level weird, though?
Oh,
Nexus
so
in the main base
like
weird?
uncomfortable weird.
Uncomfortable?
Like as uncomfortable as if we were sitting here and I just started taking mayonnaise and rubbing it on my face and not talking to you, and you're just like, oh, this is so weird.
That would be,
That's how weird SOS makes
wow,
it.
Tasos is finally broken.
It finally snapped.
I knew it would happen one day.
Yeah. So, Bomber's walled off here. The problem for SOS is his play is so often so out there.
Yeah.
Not just in his decisions in mid-game and late game, but really a lot of the builds he does. I mean, he totally tricked. By the way, Bomber almost died immediately at the start of that game.
Yeah, it was.
If the Debson Stalkers could have gotten on top of the depot before it raised, like, he probably would have just killed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right
Like
about that. Or you would have done so much more
damage. Yeah, the follow-up attack just kills him. But again, it's just a very unusual way to play. He just knows how to play around the meta and around what looks normal. There's so many builds where SOS will start it out, and from the player's perspective, because the game's one of incomplete information, it looks like it's one thing when SOS is doing something entirely different.
Well, here, SOS so far, pretty normal. We'll see in a second here what tech he chooses, or if he just makes more gates. But on Bomber's side, we see mine production again. We see a starport. I mean, is it as simple as some marine mine pressure?
I mean, maybe.
He's not going super teched out,
We've
right?
got kind of the same build coming here from SOS, right? The 2 Adepts coming out, the 3 gates.
Yes, you're quite right. It is.
Now,
it is the same build from him.
If Terran is trying to move out here, and this game's different because Terran's not making a command center on the low ground. Oh, that sucks. Adept killed there. But yeah, this look, I mean, when you see Widow Mines at the entrance on one base, you're thinking drops.
Yes.
You're not
of
like,
course,
that's
yes.
strange. He's going to just shimmy that mine down there and make a CC. And not a, you know,
No, you don't think that.
yeah. So, like, it's not a bad strategy, but this game is almost like a Groundhog's Day game where it seems like a lot of the same stuff is happening.
It's very similar on both these sides, right? Like, let's see. I guess he's going to get drilling claws as well.
Sure.
But the timing of this is a little bit different from before.
The Adept is going to see it.
The Armory is going to finish here.
3 Stalkers coming, but the Stalkers are not at home.
Look, the Robo's not done, and he's actually going to drop some mines out. So
SOS
it's going to deny a good amount of mining at least.
picks up. They'll be burrowing that mine again. But, I mean, there's nothing back at the front.
Whoa, he's making a Thor.
What? Oh, my God.
What?
Well,
Did,
oh, this Adept is stuck.
dude, this is cool.
Okay, I feel like
Wow. I thought he was going to lose that one.
Yeah, I thought he was going to lose 2 of them.
That second one, I really thought that was going down. I'm like, oh, you're being a little bit sloppy here.
Okay, he gets the depot. A Shade comes in. Now, he's probably not expecting a Thor.
Dude, we
What do
haven't seen anything like that since Wingers of Liberty.
What do you do
seriously.
with a Thor, though? What's the plan? Are you
It
just
can
going to
step on force fields.
Oh! No, I guess you can just kind of micro it, almost like it's
Yeah.
a Reaver and a shuttle.
Yeah.
And then the Protoss doesn't have that much.
That's his plan, clearly. But
Okay.
there is an Immortal being made. There are shield batteries.
So this is either going to be the most awesome thing ever, or we're going to go, oh, that's why you don't do that. Okay. Get back here.
Look at that mine try to get away.
Yeah.
It was never going to get away.
He wants to win the game so badly. All right.
What is this Thor going to do?
Thor enters cube mode when it's picked up. All right.
Okay,
Wings
Mass
of Liberty
SCV.
build.
Seriously.
Look.
There's so many shield batteries.
Look
There's
at-
no way on earth.
Look at the Thor. It's like the big SCV, and then there's the little baby Thors, which are the little SCVs.
All right, well, I mean, I'm just kind of holding my breath watching the Thor and seeing what it actually gets done.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of damage on top of that ramp.
The idea is that he can just keep repairing, but then, you know, the SCVs, the medevacs can be targeted.
Yeah.
Nothing's really dying here for
Just
Protoss.
one of them. Yeah, it's so hard to actually kill these off, and when he gets an overcharge,
Right.
it's going to be huge. He has a second
This is
Thor on the
just-
way.
He gets the medevac. 1 medevac now for micro purposes.
Okay, so 1 medevac left over. He has lost 2 medevacs already. Another Thor coming across the map. Oh my God, a second Immortal.
Well, this is, I think, why we don't see this. Oh,
But now there's 2 Thors.
what now? Transformers, robots in disguise. Yeah, this is just, it's not going to work, man.
No, there's no way on Earth.
Look. Oh my God. That's all she wrote. GG SOS, the Thor Slayer.
You know,
Take your Gundams home, Bomber.
I want to be bold for a moment and say if Bomber was playing a regular Terran player, this stuff might have worked. Truly.
Yeah.
Like, that would catch a lot of people off guard. Like, what if you went, like, if you were still upgrading Blink and he got there? The Immortals are what held that.
No, the Immortals are the hard counter to that.
Yeah.
The Immortals are so good against mech that you can't have stuff like that.
Almost
know.
no one goes 3-gate Robo. No one does that. Not in this year.
Well, it's funny because I don't know when he knew the Thor was coming, but it was a very easy answer. Anyways, guys, break time. Up next, the last match, Cure versus SOS.
I am